Tyrese Gibson remembers discovering the worth of equity following the sale of a 16-year-old home. When Tyrese Gibson bought his first house in his teens, it turned out to be a scam a few years later. The accomplishment came after an agreement was signed with RCA Records. Gibson claimed in an interview with Tank and Jay Valentine on R&B Money that he was the target of a bidding war between 20 labels in 1994 because of his performance in a Coca-Cola commercial. He was particularly drawn to music executive Andre Harrell, but in the end, RCA Records' price point won him over. The bag wasn't offered by Andre. RCA offered the bag, said Gibson. How much was on the table? In the interview, Gibson divulged that signing with the label resulted in a $2.5 million contract. The music deal helped him buy a 4-bedroom, 2-car garage house in Hawthorne, CA, with the aid of his mother. You gotta be at least 21 in California to own a home. So, my mom co-signed and I moved in, Gibson explained. Over a decade later, he put the home on the market and learned from the realtor that its value had greatly increased. Having no clue what equity was at the time, Gibson said he was taken by surprise. When I sold my first house after 12 years, I knew nothing about business, knew nothing about real estate, he said during the conversation with R&B Money. Ultimately, the learning curve was a blessing. Gibson said the nearly $198,000 investment more than doubled when he sold the house. Well, the house was bought for $197,900 and now it's worth $415,000, he recalled his realtor saying. I said, so what does that mean? He continued, your house is paid for, and when you sell it, you'll be able to get a much bigger number, she says. So, they're going to give me free money. I asked, yes, equity, she replied. So, I paid this and I'm going to walk away with way more and I've been living in the house the entire time, I exclaimed. Indeed, the gated community in which you reside is completely constructed, and the overall neighborhood's property values have increased. Everything increased. It was unbelievable, my friend, and I now understand what equity is.